Hi, welcome to this video. This is 10 healthy habits to start 2001. So this is a video you're going to watch all the way through, and be sure to leave comments underneath here. Maybe these 10 habits could be something which could be really beneficial for you, but maybe you have some habits of your own which you've tried just last year which you're going to bring forward. All these ones have been a success for me, and that's been able to make it a success for me for 2020, and a lot of these I'm bringing forward to start my 2021. So be sure to watch the video all the way through. I'm going to start my little intro first. You're watching the NH Fitness Lifestyle channel, and if you haven't been here before, be sure to subscribe for all my content using the subscribe button below, and of course hit that bell button and give this video a like. My channel is all about helping you achieve a fitter, healthier lifestyle in both body and in mind. As usual, I'll be offering advice on changing your habits, your intake and your movement, as well as what this one's more particular about, and that is about setting your future goals and, most importantly, enhancing your potential. And like I said, on this particular video, this is 10 healthy habits to start 2021. So I can see actually someone's already left a comment which has popped up on the screen right now, and this is from Mark. My goal is to get bigger biceps like yours. Cheers for that. Definitely working on my arms more this year. Okay, that's brilliant, Mark. Fantastic. And most importantly, on this video, what I'm going to share is simple little habits which will make that happen. Okay, that's what's important. Whenever you set a goal, habits is the key. And there's a bit of a story actually. In 2015, I set myself a goal to be #1 on stage on Beachbody. And luckily, I actually achieved that. And a lot of that was down to setting them small little goals. And in fact, I've got the trophy here, which got me my pro card, which I'm very happy about. And obviously, small little changes is the key to it all. So let me start from the top. And that is, #1 is the importance of drinking water first thing. That's really important. And when you drink water first thing, it really does help a lot. And of course, if you do that, it will set yourself up for the day of making sure that you drink throughout the day. As you can see here, I use filtered water, and that one is really important using filter because it's right there. Of course, you can use bottled water, and some people choose to use tap. But for me, I think filtered water is the way to go. So try that one. First thing in the morning, drink that water, and that will set you up for a day to be more hydrated. And as you well know, you've probably seen on lots of evidence out there to show how important being hydrated is for your mindset, for body, and as I said, for Mark, likes to Mark, for you wants the bigger biceps, as you said. Obviously, hydration is a big part of that. The next one is this one I've done a previous video on, and that is all about sleeping. But one of the key factors of keeping your routine is to schedule your sleep. So obviously there's two ways you can do that. I use the Fitbit, so obviously the Fitbit will keep me right. But the other way you can do is obviously on your phone. On my particular one, there's a do not disturb one, and I've set that between 11 at night and 7 in the morning. So that automatically does that for me before I set up bed. I tend to go to bed around about 10 o'clock. And again, that will give me a warning of that one before I'm going to bed. So them two things has been a big factor for scheduling my sleep, and that's made me a lot more effective because again, it's keeping that routine in check. And you've probably been in a position where you've went past normal time when you went to sleep, and you found yourself feeling a little bit, almost a bit hungover. Even when I've been out in the past and I haven't drunk alcohol, I've still had that feeling. And that's because I went past the time what I've scheduled. So I can't express that enough. Schedule your time in for when you're going to go to sleep. And the next one is, which is something I've had to work on for years, and it really does work. And that is writing things down. So #3, write things down. Now, one of the things which I'm going to do added this year to make me better is I'm going to note down people's birthdays. That's something I want to be better at, is connecting and saying happy birthday. I mean, there's Facebook and all that where it does prompt you, but I'd like to be a bit more organised with my family and friends to know when their birthday is. That's something which I'm going to cautiously write down a bit more this year. Next one, and this one's a game changer for me for years, and that is make sure you keep educated every day. Make sure you learn every day. Either that's a case of, you sort of leave a book on your side. That could be a good way to go. So if you read a book, you can have it in your bed. As you can see, there's my book there, and that may prompt you to either you just read one page as you settle at night. That could be really useful for you to do that. Of course, the other thing you can do, like myself, is I'm not particularly a book reader. I tend to listen a little bit more. So what I will do is I will listen to a book. So that could be another way. There's two things that you can actually do. There's Audible, which I will go on to. At the moment, the recent one is about gut health, because that's something where I've set myself to do. The other way is podcasts. I've got my recent podcasts, which I post every week. Of course, there's YouTube videos where you can actually watch as well, where you can get educated. So there's all these different ways of learning something new, and that's something which I personally set out to do every day. It's to think of something which you can learn. So if you are going to do that, set that, then if you're going to read, maybe just read one page. Set yourself to read one page of something educational every day. Or maybe it's just listening to something for 30 minutes. These are just some of the things you can do which will really help you. So that's a game changer for me, and that's something I'm going to continue doing in 2021. The next one is look for positives. So look for positives around you. So you do have days where you can just feel down. Obviously weather, for me, it's been shown in my DNA that I've got an increased chance of being vitamin D deficient, and that's been linked to obviously with how you think. So looking for positives will really help you. Something I'm going to be starting to do this year, which I'm going to look into doing a bit more, and you may want to comment if you already do this, and that is a gratitude journal. Things which you can actually get out when you feel a little bit down, and read through all the things what you can have gratitude and appreciate around you. Could be a case of obviously having a loving family, could be the area you live, friends and family. It could be obviously the freedom you have. So many things what you can write down as a gratitude journal, and that's something which I'm going to do a bit more this year. I tend to find that I have worked a lot over the years of looking for positives, but I think that gratitude journal could be a really good one for me to start doing a little bit more. So that's something I'm going to certainly do. Next one, which I think a lot of people struggle with, and I have in the past, but I've certainly worked on it and I've got a lot better, and that is number 6, take feedback and take criticism positively. So ask yourself this: if someone gives you feedback or criticises something you do, how do you take it? Are you quite good at taking that, or do you take it a little bit personally? I personally like to have feedback, and it's something which I've really had to work on. But what I tend to find is, for me, it depends how it's delivered to me. So if someone's quite abrupt with it, then there's a quick response where I probably don't react very well. But if someone deliver it in a good way, where I know it's come to me in not a malicious way, then I will take it on board really positively. But this is a thing what I need to work on. Even if I feel someone hasn't given me to it in a nice way, I've got to learn to take that positively, whether it's a way that I haven't personally liked. So that's something I'm going to work on a little bit more this year. So for yourself, again, how do you take criticism and things what you're passionate about? Do you take it very well? Because after all, feedback is good. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you learn. And that's something which I always tell myself when I haven't taken feedback very well. And the next one is, this is something which I've done for the last year now, and it's been a game changer, and it's something I'm going to work towards this year again, and that is set a percentage of money to save. Now, do you do that at the moment? It seems to be in the society we live these days, we don't tend to do this enough, but this is something which I'm really, really going to work on more this year. And the other thing I'm going to work on is I'm going to set probably around about 10% where I'm going to save each month, but also I'm going to do a buffer where I'm going to put a bit of money away for a rainy day. And of course, with March coming about, particularly in the UK, with everything changing, that really hit home how much I need to do that more. Because when that happened, I really didn't have much in the bank, and the fear of obviously losing everything was quite scary. So that's something which I've learned this year to do, and hopefully it's something which might trigger you to do as well. So again, if it's something you do, leave a comment, let me know. It'd be great to hear from you with that one. And like I said, it's a huge one to do, and if you can do it, honestly, it's quite rewarding to know that you've got that little bit put away for a rainy day, and knowing that you've got that if something happens and you've had to change a lot, you've still got that to fall back on. And obviously, whether that's setting a pension, you might want to do that separate. But obviously, there's also ISAs, which I've got, and I've also got like another one as well, which I'll use with a little bit of a stock away as well. So there's 3 different sources what I use now to save money a little bit better. Number 8 one now, and that is, this is quite an interesting one because it kind of links with what I discussed earlier, but that is default to grace. And what I mean by that is if something's done something and you think why have they done that? It doesn't make any sense why you've done that. Then what you need to try to do is try to put yourself in their shoes and think why they've done that. Because that's been huge for me, it really has. When sometimes I've been frustrated with someone's decision, the first thing I do is see myself, how they see things. So see it on their map of the world, and how they perceive things could be so different to me. And that's what I mean by default to grace. And that's been a big game changer for me, because it's been at times where I could have been really frustrated with someone's decisions, and I've been like annoyed because I want the best for them. But what I've done is defaulted to this, and this has been brilliant for me to try to relate to them. And therefore, certainly with me, which I'm going to go into in a minute, is in the industry of helping people. When I see someone do something and I know it's not going to serve them, the first thing I do is look at their map of the world, and then I go, okay, I can see why they've done that. How can I change that for them? And how can I make them see this differently to help them make a better decision? And it could be other things. It could be things like, I remember reading a book where there was a situation where there was someone who had a smashed window, and it happened to be a kid who smashed a window. And the first thing would have been, why'd you do that for? You know, it's silly. But the backstory to that was that child who was with his group of mates, and he actually got bullied to do it to stop him doing something else. So it doesn't make it right, but it makes you understand why maybe that child would have smashed a window, for example. Yeah, and there's lots of other examples what I can give. Next thing is, again, it kind of links on what I've just described, and that is what I do, and that is offer help to others. There's a few ways I do it. Obviously, I offer help with what I do as a living, you know, with helping you achieve a fitter, healthier lifestyle, you know, getting fitter, getting them biceps, as Mark mentioned. And it could be other ways. It could be that you can see someone struggling to walk across the road, so you help them cross the road. Could be someone needs help with their shopping. It could be for charity. Like, for example, last year, this is another thing, a proud moment of mine. I've done a show the other year, 2019 now, Gorgeous Geordies, where it was all towards FAT, which is a cancer charity. And between us all, we raised a good money for a good cause, and that's an element of helping out. And there's lots of other examples, but what things could you do to help others? Could it be something which you could do today which could help someone? Because I tell you what, when you do help other people, it gives you such big reward, as much as obviously you just want to help others anyway. So that's been huge for me, something I've been doing for a number of years. I personally believe that it's in my core to help others anyway, but for some people this might be more of a struggle. But when you do that, you'll certainly feed the rewards of doing that. And the next one, which is finally, give credit to others. So if you see someone looking like they've just had their hair done, say, well, your hair looks really nice, or your skin looks glowing, it could be hot. You know what? You're really good at that. That's something you've done there. Whatever way possible, if you can reward someone by giving them a bit of credit, by saying you look good, or it'll make their day. It really will. So either today you're walking around, you see someone, you have a chat with them, just give them a compliment. See how much it makes a difference to themselves. It's huge. It really is. So they're the 10 habits which I'm going to keep doing and improving this year. With a few added ones. Like I said, I'm going to add that gratitude journal. I'm going to take feedback a little bit better. I'm going to continue saving and many other things. But hey, if there's a tip out of this which you personally do and you think it's been a game changer for you. Or maybe there's a little habit what you've changed this year and that's been huge for you. Maybe share. Again, leave a comment. Give this video a like. Hope you've enjoyed this. I'm not going to do live videos all the time, but I'm getting used to them a bit more. I'm getting used to using this particular one, what I'm using. So, and again, that's another habit I'm setting. But thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this and you've listened to it all the way through. And if you have, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you again. Okay, I'm going to leave you with the outro.